You have noticed it. You just have not let yourself say it out loud. There is a cuppy pattern in your life. Women look 0:077 seconds at you, not once, not by accident, cuppy repeatedly, in coffee shops, on trains, 0:1616 seconds across rooms, at parties, from 2 aisles over at the supermarket. You catch them looking and they look away 0:2323 seconds too fast, and a few minutes later, you catch them again. Sometimes it happens enough in a single day that you start to 0:3131 seconds wonder whether you imagined it. You did not imagine it. The looking is real. And 0:3737 seconds, yet, despite all of this, almost none of these women ever walk up to you. They 0:4444 seconds, watch, they linger, they study, and then they leave. If you have lived inside this pattern for any length of time, it 0:5353 seconds can drive a man slowly insane. Because on the surface, it does not make any sense. If she was looking, she was 1:011 minutes, 1 second interested. Cuppy, if she was interested, why did she not come over? 1 minute and 61 seconds. 6 seconds if she was not interested, why did she keep looking? The two things cannot both be true, and yet they are. Every single 1 minute and 14 seconds. 14 seconds day in every city in the world, with millions of men and millions of women. 1:191. Minute, 19 seconds. The looking happens, the approach does not. And the man left standing in the gap between those two facts is left with 1:261. Minute, 26 seconds. No real answer. Today, I am going to give you the answer. Not a polite one, not a 1:331 minute 33 seconds flattering one, the real one. By the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly why this pattern, 1:411 minute 41 second 6is, what it actually means about you, what it actually means about her, and what you are supposed to do with all 1:481 minute 48 seconds of it. Because once you see the mechanism behind this, the confusion lifts and the next move becomes obvious. So let me start with the truth. Chapter 2, the reality of courtship roles. 1:581 minute 58 seconds. Most men are not ready to hear 2:012 minutes 1 second. Women, with very rare exceptions, do not approach men, not even men they want. Read that again. Let it land. 2:092 minutes 9 seconds. This is not a personality flaw. This is not modern dating. This is not a generational shift caused by phones or apps. This is 2:182 minutes 18 seconds, something far older and far deeper. And it has been true for almost the entire history of human courtship. 252 minutes, 25 seconds across cultures, across centuries, across every kind of society humans have ever built. The role of 2:322 minutes, 32 seconds, approaching, has in almost every era belonged to the man. The role of selecting from among the men who approach has in almost every era 2:412 minutes, 41 seconds, belonged to the woman. This division of labor is built into the architecture of how attraction is supposed to play out. 2:482 minutes, 48 seconds. And even in the modern world, where everyone pretends the rules have changed, the underlying script has barely moved. So when you see a woman, 572 minutes, 57 seconds, looking at you and waiting, she is not playing games. She is not being cruel. 3:03, 3 minutes, 3 seconds. She is following the only role she has ever been trained to play. Her job, as she understands it, is to 3 minutes and 13 seconds, communicate her interest as clearly as she dares to, without violating the social rule that says she should not, 183 minutes, 18 seconds, initiate. And his job, as she understands it, is to see the signal, decode it correctly, and walk over. Now, Chapter 3, The Invitation versus the Closed Window. 273 minutes, 27 seconds. Here is the painful part. You did not walk over. So, now she is sitting there confused, too. From her side of the 3:353 minutes, 35 seconds situation, the puzzle looks like this. I made eye contact. I held it longer than I needed to. I looked at him. 423 minutes, 42 seconds. Different times across the room. I positioned my body in his direction. I gave him every signal I am. Socially, 503 minutes, 50 seconds permitted to give. And he still did not come over. Either he did not notice, in which case he is oblivious, 573 minutes, 57 seconds, or he noticed and did not want to, in which case I am embarrassed. Either way, the moment is dead. And I am 4:054 minutes, 5 seconds, going to leave before this gets any worse. That is the conversation happening inside her head while you are standing across the room wondering whether she is going to approach you. 4:144 minutes, 14 seconds. She is not going to approach you. She was never going to approach you. 4:194 minutes, 19 seconds. She was waiting for you to do the thing that in her mental model of the world was always going to be your responsibility. And while you waited, 274 minutes, 27 seconds. The window closed. This is the single most important piece of information you will ever receive about modern dating. The looking 4:364 minutes, 36 seconds is the invitation. The looking was always the invitation. The looking will continue to be the invitation. No matter 4:444 minutes, 44 seconds, show many cultural conversations we have about how women should be more proactive. Most women, even the ones who say they are bold, do not approach men in real life. They look and they wait. Chapter 4, Involuntary Attraction versus Hope. 4:564 minutes, 56 seconds. And if the man does not move, they move on. Now, let me explain why she keeps looking even though she has no intention of doing anything about it. 5 minutes and 55 seconds. 5 seconds. Because this is the part that makes men feel like they are being toyed with, and they are not. When a woman finds a man, 125 minutes, 12 seconds, attractive in public, her nervous POC system does not shut down just because she has decided not to approach. 185 minutes, 18 seconds. The attraction is still there. POC, the interest, is still active. Her brain is still processing the man in front of her as a person POC worth paying 5 to 275 minutes, 27 seconds attention to. And so her eyes keep returning to him, the way our eyes always return to things our brain finds interesting. The looking is involuntary. 5:375 minutes, 37 seconds. The not approaching is a social rule. 5:405 minutes, 40 seconds. The two are not in contradiction. They are two different systems running at the same time. She also looks because she is hoping that you will notice. 5:495 minutes, 49 seconds. Hoping that you will catch her eyes. 5:525 minutes, 52 seconds. Hoping that after enough exchanges of attention, you will read the cumulative signal correctly and finally make the 5:595 minutes, 59 seconds move that her side of the courtship rules will not let her make. Each look she gives you is a small attempt to push 6:076 minutes, 7 seconds, the situation toward the outcome she wants, without violating the rules she has been trained to follow. And every time you do not move, every time 6:166 minutes, 16 seconds, you look away or miss it or pretend not to see, she gets slightly more discouraged because in her mind, each 6 to 246 minutes, 24 seconds look she sent you was a piece of evidence she was giving you. Look 1 says, "Did you see me?" Look 2 says, 6:326 minutes, 32 seconds. In case you missed it, here it is again. Look 3 says, "I am being as obvious as I am capable of being." And 6:406 minutes, 40 seconds. By the 4th or 5th look, if you have still done nothing, she stops sending evidence. She decides that you either 6:486 minutes, 48 seconds did not see, did not understand, or did not want. The looking will continue out of involuntary attraction. The hoping, 6,566 minutes, 56 seconds, will not. This is why the same woman who could not stop looking at you for 20 minutes can walk out of the venue without a backward glance. The 7:057 minutes, 5 seconds attraction did not disappear. The hope did. And once the hope is gone, the looking becomes a private, almost wistful, 7:137 minutes, 13 seconds behavior. The kind of looking you do at a thing you know you are not going to have. She will leave thinking about you for a few hours and never see 7:227 minutes, 22 seconds you again. You will leave wondering what just happened, and the answer the whole time was sitting in front of both of you. The real reason men don't move. 7:287 minutes, 28 seconds, you. Now we have to talk about the other side of this equation, because the women are not the only ones in the pattern. 7:357 minutes, 35 seconds. 7:367 minutes, 36 seconds. The men are too. And the men have their own reasons for not closing the gap. 7:427 minutes, 42 seconds. Most men, even attractive men, do not approach women in plus public because of a fear they have never properly named. 7:497 minutes, 49 seconds. To themselves. The fear is not plus rejection. Rejection is the word they use, but it is not the actual fear. The 7:577 minutes, 57 seconds, actual fear is something deeper. The actual fear is exposure. The fear of being seen wanting something. 8:058 minutes, 5 seconds, and being told in front of witnesses that you cannot have it. Think about what an approach actually requires. You, 8:148 minutes, 14 seconds, have to cross a room. You have to do it in full view of strangers. You have to walk up to a person you have already 8:208 minutes, 20 seconds, mentally elevated above you. You have to open your mouth and say something. And every step of that process is a public 8,288 minutes, 28 seconds, declaration of interest that everyone in the area is now watching. If she shuts you down, the entire room becomes a 8,368 minutes, 36 seconds witness to the moment. If she lights fall up, the entire room becomes a witness to that, too. Either way, you are exposed. Most fall men cannot 8:458 minutes, 45 seconds tolerate this exposure. They live their lives in a permanent crouch, working hard to make sure no one ever catches them wanting anything fall they might 8:538 minutes, 53 seconds not get. They will tell themselves it was not the right moment, that she was probably with someone, that they did not feel like it tonight, that there will be 9.029 minutes, 2 seconds other women. And in each of those small rationalizations, they protect themselves from the exposure. And they 9:099 minutes, 9 seconds also kill the only thing that would have ever moved the situation forward. This is why even men who notice the looking 9:169 minutes, 16 seconds still do nothing. They know what the looking means. They feel the pull, and then the fear of exposure wins, and 9:249 minutes, 24 seconds, they let the moment die. Over and over in coffee shop after coffee shop, in 9,319 minutes, 31 seconds, restaurant after restaurant, year after year, the looking and the missing are happening simultaneously in millions of 9,399 minutes, 39 seconds men who all share the same private fear and the same private regret. If you are honest with yourself, this is at least 9,489 minutes, 48 seconds, partly your situation too. The looking has been happening. You have known it was happening. And the reason you did not move was not because you 9,569 minutes, 56 seconds misread her. It was because you did not want to be exposed in the moment of trying. That is the truth most men 10:0310 minutes, 3 seconds cannot say out loud. But until they say it, nothing in their dating life will ever change. So you. Chapter 6. How to Break the Cycle. 10:1110 minutes, 11 seconds. Understand the mechanism. Now she looks because the looking is the only invitation she is socially allowed to. 10:1710 minutes, 17 seconds. Send. You will miss the invitation often because some part of you is afraid of what taking it might cost. 10:25 minutes, 25 seconds. You. The pattern repeats. Both sides walk away frustrated. Nothing happens. The fix has 2 parts, and they, 10:34 minutes, 34 seconds, have to be done together. The first part is reading the signal correctly. 10:38 minutes, 38 seconds. Once you understand that the looking is the invitation, you cannot keep treating it as background noise. The next time, 10:46 minutes, 46 seconds. You catch a woman looking at you in full public, do not look away and wonder. Hold the moment for one extra beat. 10:5310 minutes, 53 seconds. Soften your face. Let your eyes meet hers for slightly longer than feels natural. If she does not break the gaze, 11 minutes. 11 minutes. Immediately, if she smiles, even slightly, If she looks down and then back up, the invitation just got stamped twice. You have all the data you need. 11:1211 minutes, 12 seconds. The second part is moving anyway, even when the fear shows up, because the fear will show up. The fear shows up for 11,211 minutes, 20 seconds. Every man who has ever approached a woman in public, no exceptions. The difference between the men who do it and 11 minutes, 27 seconds, the men who do not, is not the absence of fear. It is the willingness to move while the fear is still in their chest. 11:34, 11 minutes, 34 seconds. The move is a sentence. Sometimes, too, you do not have to be smooth. You do not have to be clever. You just have to walk 11,431 minutes, 43 seconds across the room and say a real thing to a real person. And the moment the words leave your mouth, the whole machinery of 11 minutes, 50 seconds. Fear collapses because the worst thing it was warning you about, the exposure, is now pouthy behind you, not ahead of you. 11:58, 11 minutes, 58 seconds. You. Most men think they will approach when pouthy they feel ready. That moment is not coming. There is no moment. 12:06, 12 minutes, 6 seconds of readiness. There is only the gap between looking and moving, and the men who cross that gap again and again build 12:1400, 12 minutes, 14 seconds, a different relationship with their own nervous system than the men who do not. 12:1900, 12 minutes, 19 seconds. After enough crossings, the fear stops winning. After enough crossings, the looking and the approaching become a 12 to 2,700, 12 minutes, 27 seconds, single fluid behavior instead of two separate decisions. And once you reach that point, pouthy the pattern. In your Chapter 7, Summary and Final Takeaways, 12:3,412 minutes, 34 seconds. Life stops being staring without approach. The pattern becomes whatever you choose to make of every signal you receive. So that is the whole picture. 12:4312 minutes, 43 seconds. Why women keep looking at you. Why they never walk over. Why the gap between the two has driven good men slowly north. 12:51, 12 minutes, 51 seconds. Insane. For as long as men and women have been finding each other in public spaces, the looking is real. The 12:59, 12 minutes, 59 seconds looking is the signal. The looking is what she is sending in place of the words she has been trained not 13 minutes and 71 seconds to say. The not approaching is not personal. It is not strategic. 13:1213 minutes, 12 seconds. It is not a game. It is the default behavior of a creature who has been handed a different role in the dance and is, despite herself, hoping. 13:2113 minutes, 21 seconds. You will play yours. The reason you have been receiving so many of these looks without anything ever happening is not because the looks did not mean what 13:313 minutes, 30 seconds you thought they meant. They meant exactly what you thought they meant. It is just that the script of human courtship was always going to 13:3813 minutes, 38 seconds, require you to make the move. And the move was always going to require you to walk through a wall of fear that most men never walk through in their 13,471 minutes, 47 seconds entire lives. The women who looked at you the longest with the most hope, the most interest, the most attraction, 13 minutes, 55 seconds, walked away wondering why you did not come over. And you, on your side of the same moment, walked away wondering why 14:02:14 minutes, 2 seconds, she did not come over to you. Both of you were waiting for the other to do something neither of you was supposed to do, and the moment died in the silence. 14:1,014 minutes, 10 seconds between two right answers that nobody was willing to give. If you want this pattern to end, the change has to 14:1,714 minutes, 17 seconds come from you. The looking will keep happening for as long as you are reasonably attractive and pay attention to yourself. The approaching will only 14 minutes, 27 seconds start happening if you decide to be the man who finally crosses the gap. Not perfectly, not without fear, just 14 minutes, 35 seconds willing. Willing to be exposed, willing to be seen wanting something, willing to risk the small public death 14 minutes, 43 seconds of being told no in exchange for the actual possibility of being told yes. 14 minutes, 49 seconds. The men who learn to do this stop being haunted by the staring that never went anywhere. They start being the men who notice the look, hold. 14:58. 14 minutes, 58 seconds. And walk over, with nothing more impressive than the courage, noi to be seen trying. That is what she has been waiting for the whole time. Not 15:0615 minutes, 6 seconds, your money, not your face, not your wit. Noi, just your willingness to play the role that despite everything, anyone, 15:1515 minutes, 15 seconds tells you, has always been yours to play. If this hits something true for you, you know what noi to do. 15:23. 15 minutes, 23 seconds. Subscribe so the next one finds you. 15:26. 15 minutes, 26 seconds. Drop a comment with the moment you wish you had crossed the room and did not. 15:30. 15 minutes, 30 seconds. And send this to the man in your life who keeps cataloging all the women who looked at him and walked away. Never. 15:38. 15 minutes, 38 seconds. Realizing the missing piece was always him. The looking has been the invitation the whole time. Now, noi you finally. 15:46. 15 minutes, 46 seconds. Know what to do with it. Until next time.